What's up, everyone? Welcome into the new and improved kind of Cannonballs podcast. We kind of revamped everything. We changed our entire dynamic, our direction, everything with this podcast. We are no longer doing kind of random stuff. We're a football podcast now, ladies and gentlemen. And for those of you who followed us from the beginning and are still going to support us, we really appreciate that. For those of you who we are going to lose because you do not care about sports, I am sorry. Hopefully we can still interact on social media. But, you know, guys, this has been a long time coming. Jake and I have been discussing this for a while, and this is basically the direction we wanted the podcast to go. This is what we're passionate about. And, I think it's best for us. So welcome into the Cannonballs podcast. If you're not already, please go ahead and give us a follow on our Instagram at cannonballs_podcast. Jake, how you doing, buddy?
It's your boy, Jake Bulls. Thanks for the introduction. I'm good, man. I've been wanting to do this episode for a long time now, and I'm glad we finally get to do it. Just a little bit about our changing of our
rebranding in a way.
Yeah, of our rebranding. It's it was kind of a difficult decision, but we both knew Dan and I both knew that it was kind of heading towards this direction. Football is one of the things that we know like the back of our hand. We love. We could talk about it for hours, and why put our eggs in multiple baskets when we can do it in one?
So, which we shouldn't. Isn't that the same? Like, you shouldn't put eggs in one basket?
I don't know, dude. This is my new look, ladies and gentlemen. I shaved my goatee.
He's got
I got the pedo stash. I got the pedo stash. Hey, you got a stash too.
Yeah, but I shaved mine not too long ago, and I hate how long it takes to like fill in because right now it looks like wiry. Maybe I got to get some product in there.
Yeah, testosterone.
Shit, man. Maybe I got to start injecting myself. Maybe I should start taking SARMs. Selective
HGH.
Protein. Maybe something.
Well, yeah, man, this is going to be something new. I mean, usually we like catch up a little bit, but I mean, do you just want to get into the meat and potatoes?
Let's just get into the meat and potatoes. I think that's probably what people want to get to. They could give a shit less about what's going on in our lives. If you guys do, you can hit us up on Instagram. But yeah, let's just get into some football talk. I mean, there's been a bunch of recent news before we get into the NFC West. So for those of you guys who don't follow us on social media, we're going to be talking about the NFC West today. We're going to be going game by game, giving our record predictions, kind of going over the draft, free agency, kind of giving our grades on that. And then if there were any head coaching position jobs, which I don't think there were, new head coaches. So we usually give our insight into that. So stay tuned, guys. But there's like 3 stories out there right now in regards to the NFL that are like pretty big.
Yeah, just a couple things I wanted to talk about before we tackle the NFC West and all its glory. First one, sorry, what was his name?
Ryan Robinson?
Yes, Brian Robinson. Kind of a tragic, sad news, but he was caught in an armed robbery, and he was shot multiple times in Washington, D.C. He is stable, but he's a rookie, right? Correct?
Yeah, he's a rookie, and he was just shot.
He's making splashes.
And according to Ron Rivera, the head coach, he was going to be getting a lot of reps. It was kind of going to be a committee backfield, where all the running backs were going to get opportunities, Antonio Gibson and him. But now that he's shot, I'm sure that Antonio Gibson's going to kind of take the main role. Who's the other running back for Washington? I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now.
J.D. McKissick.
Oh yeah, the guy from San Francisco. Your old running back, right? Didn't he play for you guys for a little bit? No?
Nah, he played. He was on the Seahawks.
Uneducated podcast. Oh.
He was on the Seahawks for a little bit.
Got you.
Yeah, it's, if you believe in that sort of thing, pray for this young man that he makes a full recovery. It's just a sad situation. he was making quite a bit of a splash in the preseason. So I wish the man a speedy recovery.
According to Ron Rivera, he actually has a chance to play this year. I don't think it would be anytime or soon in the near future. I'm sure it would take months. It might be an indefinite yearly injury.
Yeah.
We'll see how long it takes.
Yeah,
but it's definitely something to monitor.
It said he was shot in the glute, the lower leg, and the surgery was successful. So he could be released actually today. So I guess it happened over the weekend. So, something to monitor. See if there's anything about him coming back. I don't know. That's just... I don't think that they would be able to put like a timetable on it. I think this is something that's just going to take a lot of rehab to develop that strength again. Because, as a running back, your legs and your lower body are pretty much your most important asset. And losing that, you're going to lose a lot of muscle definition doing this recovery process. So we'll see if he can get back out onto the field. I know that he was actually kind of impressing during preseason too, right? So, we'll see. Antonio Gibson's stock has been plummeting this year.
Until just now.
And it kind of can go into one of our second topics before we tackle the NFC West. Backups you're only as strong as your weakest backup. So, hopefully Antonio Gibson can step up and, fix his fumbling problem. But speaking of
Antonio Gibson's good. He's fast. He runs like a 4.39, 4.40, something like that. He's a good running back. They use him at a receiver out of Memphis. He was one of the draft steals, in my opinion. I was really high on him coming out of Memphis. But I've drafted him twice in my fantasy league, and he performed. Like, he would have certain games, especially that I think it was 2020 when he played Dallas. He had like 3 rushing touchdowns, which like really boosted my confidence in him. Last year, not so much. He also does have a little bit of an injury concern, but yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Dane, have you seen the Aaron Donald swinging the dual wielding the akimbo helmets? Have you seen that?
I have.
All right. Well, I'm going to show it since this is a video podcast. I'm going to show it here. If you guys haven't seen it, it's pretty wild. I'm going to give my take on it after. It might be a little controversial. I don't know. But
women's rights are under attack.
Sorry about that.
But Adam Laxalt was caught saying
ads.
Robbie Wade was always a joke.
And it's overturning.
Sorry about that, guys. So I want to get your take on this because it's pretty wild. You can see it clearly, Dane?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, let's skip ahead. So it's fitting that they showed a picture of the Myles Garrett before, but you can see Aaron Donald right here swinging some helmets, bashing people right here where the mouse is. Multiple hits, and he gets knocked down, has to be separated. I think he might go in for a little bit more here. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. So what I wanted to ask you is, where's the punishment? You know what I'm saying?
There should be a suspension.
When Myles Garrett,
there should be a suspension for sure.
Like when Myles Garrett did it, they were calling him a thug, a fucking criminal. They were saying he tried to commit murder, all this fucking crazy shit, right? And I get it. It's different. They probably had helmets on still that he was hitting, but still, like, that's fucked up. Like, I don't know. What do you think should happen? Like, do you think should there be suspensions? There should be fines? I don't know. I think because I feel like it's not
fair.
There
should be both for sure. You can't do that. You're endangering someone's life potentially. You could easily give someone a concussion even if they have a helmet on. You could do worse. You could give them a TBI, traumatic brain injury. You could do a whole bunch of stuff. And so the league does need to punish him, in my opinion, so you prevent shit like this from happening again in the league. It's going to happen. Hormones and testosterone are flying throughout these practices. You got competitive play, especially since these are the two teams that met in the Super Bowl just recently. So, I mean, obviously tempers are flaring.
Bro, okay, sorry to interject, but that was the worst. Like, who thought that was a good idea to have the Bengals and the Rams have a joint practice?
No idea.
That, like, anybody with a fucking brain would know that that is not a good idea. I mean, these are grown-ass men, fucking superheroes, living superheroes, playing a sport that they love very passionately, and you expect them not to forget what happened
a couple months ago,
5 months ago. Yeah, that's just dumb on the NFL. But yeah, I totally agree with you. I think there should be some sort of suspension, definitely a fine. Yeah, I'm glad that you feel the same because, I mean, I am a 49ers fan. Maybe I'm just a little salty that it was Aaron Donald. But, I mean, Myles Garrett got what? Suspended for the rest of the year, correct? It was like a 10-game suspension or some shit like that?
I do not remember, to be perfectly honest. I know that he did miss a significant amount of time, so it could have been the rest of the year. I don't remember if it was, but I do know that the suspension was significant.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. It doesn't sound like anything's going to happen, honestly. I saw a quick article saying that the Rams are going to deal with it in-house, which, I mean, what's going to happen there? Like a fine, $100,000 fine.
Right.
Like, I just think that's way that doesn't fit the punishment for the crime.
No, yeah, I agree.
And
I agree.
I feel like there's a little bit of biasy. Is that a word? Biasy?
Yeah,
biases.
People are biased towards him because they kind of put him on a pedestal. I mean, he's been the number one player in the top 100 2 years before this, right? And then this year he gets rated second. So I think that because he just won the Super Bowl, Aaron Donald's one of the most prolific pass rushers, run defenders the league has ever seen, if not the best defensive lineman to ever play the game. I mean, people hold him in such high regard. So it's kind of like, if you think about Superman doing something wrong, you want to protect him as much as you can. So I think that's what the league's trying to do, if that's what's going on currently. Yeah.
So I think they're definitely I just don't think it's fair to Myles Garrett because Myles Garrett got the freaking hammer. But that's all I have to say about that. You got anything else to add?
Nope, not really. I expect there to be a suspension or something to happen other than fines. I think that something will be done, but only time will tell.
Yes, we shall see. And
lastly,
this is Monday. This is August the 29th. So it's fitting that we're doing the NFC West because some huge news. The 49ers are keeping Jimmy Garoppolo. I had to write it down because I knew we were recording today, so I had to remember what I was going to say. But I want to hear what's your opinion on this? You think it's a good or bad idea?
It's a good idea. I mean, say for example, if Trey Lance does struggle, because this is going to be like the first year when he's actually like had the reins of the offense, you know. Kyle Shanahan's giving him the entire offense, and he's like, all right, let's make something happen. If he struggles, you still have a proven quarterback who's taking you to the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship game. I mean, Jimmy G's not like anything spectacular, in my opinion. I think that he gets the job done. He can make big splash plays. I mean, he has a good committee behind him. You know, I think it's a good decision. I mean, there weren't really any teams that were willing to trade for him in the first place. So, I mean, at this point, you kind of have to keep him. But I think that it's a good idea because he can also help Trey Lance develop. You know, if Trey Lance has questions, it's good to have a good secondary or a backup quarterback who knows the offense, who knows how to help you out. So I think it's a good idea.
Damn, I was really hoping you'd be on the opposite side of the fence, but I'm right there with you. I think a lot of people who don't understand football will think it's a bad idea, but I think for this football team, it's the best thing that could have happened all right. So first of all, how many times have you seen a playoff caliber team? How many times have you seen a playoff caliber team's quarterback get hurt, and what happens to the team? They crumble.
Absolutely.
They lose. They miss the playoffs. And so, say for example, if Trey Lance does get hurt, boom, Jimmy G can go in there, and they won't miss a beat. So I like that. Let's see. where was I going to say? Jimmy G had more value as a overpaid backup than them letting them than the 49ers cutting him. If they were to cut him today, I think today was the last day, I believe. If they were to cut him, they would get nothing. They would have to pay him money. They wouldn't they wouldn't trade him to anybody. The 49ers would get nothing. So instead of, getting nothing, they just said, well, fuck it. Be the backup. They restructured the deal, which I like, which we could get into after we say my piece. But, he restructured the deal. And like you said, if Trey Lance gets hurt, I like it. The thing where I don't like it is I don't like the idea of replacing Jimmy G with Trey Lance if Trey Lance struggles. To me, that's it's kind of like going back on your word with Trey Lance. Like, you gave him the keys to the kingdom. And if he has a game or two where he struggles, he's throwing picks, I just don't really like the idea of Jimmy G coming in for him because he's struggling. I think it can, do a lot. I think it can do a lot more harm than good.
It can
especially
fuck up his ego. His confidence. Like if you pull him because he's struggling, he's gonna make mistakes. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Everyone makes mistakes. Even Tom Brady makes mistakes. So
yeah. I think they just need to stick with him unless he gets hurt. Then by all means put Jimmy G in, but even if he struggles, I think they need to just stick with Trey Lance because the team needs to know that this is Trey's team now. And also, I like it because they get to keep Jimmy G on the team. And if, for fuck's sake, if a team's quarterback does get hurt in the middle of the season, a playoff team, like, I don't know, the Saints last year or who was fighting for a playoff seed last year that needed a quarterback?
That needed a quarterback?
I can't think of one. Yeah, I can't really think of one off the top of my head right now. But, the Saints could have used, a Jimmy G last year. So, we'll see how long he stays on the team, but I like it. I think it's a good idea. I think it's smart. He is an overpaid backup, but, he can get the job done.
His deal was what, $6.5 million guaranteed with incentives that could take him up to 16.5, something like that?
Yeah. So if the best case scenario, Trey Lance plays every game this season, they're out $6 million or whatever it is. I think it's a win-win for both sides. Jimmy G gets to stay there, maybe make a better case for him to go to another team if he does end up playing. Show teams what he's got more. And I think teams will be more desperate in the middle of the season, especially the Browns. So yeah. I liked it. I kind of wish you had a different opinion, but you know what? We are best friends, and we have very similar minds. So let's move on, I guess.
Get into it. All right, guys. So that's news and notes basically from the NFL. Let's get into the NFC West. So the first team that we have is the Arizona Cardinals. So Jake, did you want to start with free agency here?
Yeah, we could do free agency.
Because I don't think there's much that they acquired in free agency. I think most of the stuff that Arizona did was kind of getting rid of people, especially a couple of key names like Christian Kirk. Not like a top tier receiver in my opinion, but he was very serviceable. You could use him in the offense very effectively. But he went to Jacksonville. You have Chandler Jones, who I think is the biggest key loss here. Because Chandler Jones is, in my opinion, one of the better pass rushers in the NFL, even though he's a little bit on the older side. He's still, dude, against Tennessee last year in the first game, didn't he get like 4 sacks or something like that? It was something ridiculous. 5 sacks.
You said Chandler Jones?
5 sacks.
Yeah, he's a fucking beast. I'm just gonna bring up their free agency so we can all take a look at it. These are some of their These are some of their notable additions. I think the biggest one was signing James Conner to a 3-year deal.
Hollywood Brown.
Trading for Hollywood Brown. They are going to be without DeAndre Hopkins for
6 games for PEs.
Yeah, so if they didn't acquire Hollywood Brown, who would their number one be? Rondell? What's his name?
Rondell Moore.
Yeah, Rondale Moore. I mean, he's a second-year receiver. You know how second-year receivers are notorious for struggling in their second year.
I mean, you also have Andy Isabella, which is another receiver. I mean, you have players, but it is good, in my opinion, that they got Hollywood Brown. I think Hollywood Brown adds a lot to this offense, especially as like a deep threat, you know, a speedy receiver with good hands and good route running. So I think that that's good that they picked him up.
Yeah, I also like that Hollywood Brown and Kyler Murray played college together. So, you know, they probably can pick up where they left off from college. So, other than that, nothing too crazy. I don't see this list doesn't have the losses. What were you already said the big losses for the Cardinals, correct? Okay. Well, I guess we can move on. All right.
So let's get into their draft picks because, you know, we usually give a grade. So what would you give a grade for their free agency? I wouldn't give it anything positive just because they didn't bring in anything other than Hollywood Brown. So I would give it like a C+ because you did lose someone pretty huge. Losing Chandler Jones is huge.
I'm gonna give it a C-. I just feel like they lost more than they added. So it's kind of hard, you know. That's why the Cardinals are one of those teams that I think are they're going to struggle this year, and it's because of their pieces and DeAndre Hopkins being suspended for half the fucking season. We can talk about their draft. I'm going to look up what they graded their free agency, and then you can talk about
Sounds good. I do want to interject really quick. I don't think that they're going to struggle this year. I think that it's going to be more challenging because, I mean, there's still a high-powered offense. I mean, Kyler Murray is...
So they're going to struggle.
I disagree. I mean, this might be one of the teams that we disagree on more in our picks.
So, but that doesn't make any sense. It's good they're not going to struggle, but it's going to be more challenging. That's more of a struggle. Have more
adversity to overcome because of the players that they lost. But I'm not saying that they're necessarily worse because on paper, yes, they could be considered worse. But you don't know how it's going to actually affect the team until they actually get out there and play. I mean, they had corners last year who were nobodies apparently, and they were fucking doing great. They were performing above what PFF had graded them. So, I mean, anything could happen any given year. I mean, they did go 8-0. No one expected them to go 8-0 last year. No one. And they overperformed. Mm-hmm. They could, overperform this year because they did lose Chandler Jones. So maybe everyone puts them in that category of, they're going to struggle. So it's hard to determine because they do still have a good defense. They do still have good offense. And I like their draft. Their draft.
And they still have Kyler. Oh, we'd even talk about one of the biggest. They re-signed Kyler Murray to a giant contract.
Kyler got his bag.
Yes, he did. So I think, like most teams, if you have a good quarterback, you should be fine. So, they might make me eat my own words because Kyler Murray is a good quarterback.
He just needs to be consistent.
There are things that he does. Yeah. There's things that he does that sometimes just bother the shit out of me. The whole running backwards thing, that kind of bothers me. But he is a good quarterback. Let's not get it twisted. So, yeah. So, CBS Sports graded them a C+ for their free agency.
That's exactly what I said.
Right around where we both thought. So let's get into the draft, Dan.
Okay. So they obviously didn't have a first-round pick because they got Hollywood Brown, but they did get, in my opinion, the best tight end in the draft in Trey McBride. He's a versatile tight end. I think that he's going to fit in their tight end room pretty well. He's a pretty big dude. He's not the quickest, but he's got good hands, and he's kind of powerful, man. I mean, he can make people miss in open space for a big dude, but he's just not that deep vertical threat that you're going to have. After that, they went defensive end Cameron Thomas out of San Diego State. I don't know if I would have gone with him in the third round. It's hard to say because I like Cameron Thomas. I like the prospect. I think he has a high ceiling, but a kind of low floor for the time being. Then they also got Myjai Sanders, the edge out of Cincinnati, who I did like and who's been doing really well in training camp. So the first three picks I really, really like. After this, it's kind of a bunch of people that I'm not too familiar with. Keontae Ingram, the running back out of USC. I did see some of his film, and he does look like he could be a pretty versatile running back. Then they went guard out of Virginia Tech, Lectus Smith. Then they went Christian Matthew, defensive back out of Valdosta State. Where the hell is that? Valdosta State? What school is that? Is that FCS? Jake, you there? Jake, you're muted.
My fault, guys. I was muted. What a fool. I was trying to look up some stuff.
But yeah, I've never even heard of that school. Then they got Jesse Luketa, linebacker out of Penn State, and then Marquise Hayes, guard out of Oklahoma. So they did get a couple positions for the offensive line, which I think they need, but I don't know how they're going to perform. I wish that I had all the information in the world on how training camp went for them. But I am a Chargers fan. Jake is a 49ers fan. So obviously we're going to know more about our teams than certain teams. But overall, I actually give it a B-. I don't think it's worth a C-. I think that some of these players that they drafted are going to fill some of the gaps. I mean, you can't replace Chandler Jones, but you can bring in a committee to kind of back up that room or that group. You know, I think Myjai Sanders is actually going to be a beast, in my opinion. But yeah, I would give it a C or B- instead of a C-.
Pretty much all those dudes coming out of Cincinnati, I have high hopes for. They definitely addressed, the leaving of Chandler Jones. So hopefully those guys can step up. So, I mean, I really don't have an opinion on their draft grades. On the draft grade, I don't really know these players too well, but we will see. The Cardinals, let's see. They are... What's their strength?
Second hardest strength of schedule.
Yep, second hardest strength of schedule. Awesome. Well, I mean, at least it's a playoff team.
And really quick, for those of you who could see my fiance in the back when Jake was doing screen sharing, she is an Arizona Cardinals fan. So every time we say something about like strength of schedule or our grade, she's like, "Oh God."
Yeah. So I think the entire NFC West has a pretty hard schedule this year, which cool. I'm here for it. That makes for better games. But let's get into the Arizona Cardinals
schedule.
Schedule. Why can I not talk right now? Jeez. All right, guys. I am doing playoff predictors, so you guys can go along with me. We did pick games from the last previous breakdowns of each division. So some of these we've already picked. I don't know if Dan's written down or remembers what he's written down, but mine are up on the screen if you want to follow along. So let's get into it,
notebook
Dan.
Right here, baby. So I got all the games except for the AFC North because that's the only division I didn't write down. That was the first episode we ever recorded. And if you guys want to hear our record predictions for basically all the other divisions, you can go on Spotify. You can look us up. Those are strictly podcast related episodes. So this is new to YouTube. We kind of just got into YouTube. So hopefully you guys like our opinions, but yeah, let's get into it. So the first game is Kansas City against Arizona.
Yeah. So I already picked them losing to the Chiefs week 1. Like I said earlier, I do think the Cardinals are going to struggle without D-Hop. I think it's going to be a close game. I mean, like I said earlier, Kyler Murray is a good quarterback. It's going to be a good quarterback showdown. So, but I still got them losing to the Chiefs.
I think this is an interesting matchup because it's going to be the first time Kansas City has played without first time Patrick Mahomes has played without Tyreek Hill, and Juju Smith-Schuster is dealing with a lot of knee problems in training camp. He has to have his knee drained all the time. So keep an eye out for him in fantasy. Also, if you guys are fantasy players.
Also, sorry to interject, but Marquez Valdez-Scantling is coming off a concussion. So, they're already down their top 2 receivers.
Yeah, they do have Sky Moore. I think Sky Moore is going to be a really good receiver in the NFL. And Patrick Mahomes is going to make every one of his receivers play better than they would at another team with a lesser quarterback. But they also did lose Tyrann Mathieu, and anything can happen in week 1. I mean, last year, Arizona beat Tennessee handily, dude. They just beat the shit out of them. And Tennessee ended up making or being the number one seed in the entire AFC. So I think anything could happen. I am going to lean with the Chiefs here, just because it's Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. So we'll see what happens because, I mean, both of them are without their number one receivers anymore. I mean, Tyreek Hill's gone, but D-Hop's, out because of PEs. So I'm going to give it to the Chiefs here.
Tyreek's moved on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
This next game, I previously picked. It's the Cardinals travel to Las Vegas to face the Raiders. I picked the Raiders to win. I think I'm going to give it to the Cardinals. I don't see them losing 3 in a row, and I think they can beat the Raiders. It's going to be a difficult matchup, but I don't remember what you picked. Did you pick?
I originally picked Las Vegas as well, but I think I'm going to retract that because there's also some controversy going on with Darren Waller in Las Vegas, possible contract negotiation issues.
I thought he signed.
Did he?
Didn't he sign this morning?
Oh, I'm pretty sure I didn't even see that news this morning. So if he did, then maybe they got that all settled. But I'm still gonna pick Arizona here. I think that Arizona has a better defense. I think Las Vegas has a better pass rush, but in the secondary, I think Budda Baker kind of helps tight niche that secondary group. And so I'm gonna go Arizona. Plus, Kyler always plays better in the beginning of the season than he does later in the season. So hopefully, he can have a full season this year where he performs or outperforms expectations. But yeah, I'm gonna go Arizona here.
Also, the Cardinals are better away, so. I think they won more away games last year. So, I feel like they're going to continue that trend. Week 3, we got the Rams, defending Super Bowl champs. Fuck you. Traveling to Arizona for some classic NFC West rivalry. Honestly, it's just so hard to go against the Rams.
It is.
The only thing is, Matthew Stafford is going through some what elbow tendonitis.
Yeah, he's going through tendonitis, but apparently he's had elbow problems for years. I mean, Matthew Stafford has played through pain before, and I mean, he's still getting injections, and it doesn't look like it's affecting his performance at all. I mean, it is something to monitor, perhaps, but he looks fine. I think that he's fine.
Yeah. And another thing for the Rams, their running backs are kind of dealing through injuries, I believe. And, I mean, they don't really need a running backs with all the receiving.
Yeah, especially picking up Allen Robinson. I mean, that's going to help his passing attack.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into the Rams later, but they just had huge pickups. They got better. They re-signed. The thing is, though, their line is a little sketchy. We'll get into that. They've lost, their left tackle, Andrew Whitworth, to retirement. So, maybe look for the Cardinals to get after Matthew Stafford. He's not very mobile, compared to Kyler Murray. So, maybe the Cardinals can get after the Rams and cause some havoc, but I still got the Rams beating them. It's just so hard to go against the Rams.
Same. I'm right there with you. All
right. Week 4. We got an easy one. This is a fat fucking W for me.
Okay, really quick before you say anything. I agree that they're going to beat Carolina this year, but I don't know what it is. They've lost to Carolina the last 3 matchups or 4 matchups, whatever it is.
I thought you were about to say what I said earlier. So in the previous episodes, when we did the NFC South, I predicted that the Panthers could be a dark horse playoff team. I don't know why, but I just think Baker Mayfield, if he's healthy, he could do a little damage with the Panthers. But I thought that's what you were going to say. So, I still think the Cardinals are going to beat them. I still think they're a better team. Dane said they've lost to them.
I don't know how many
3 matchups, you said?
How many matchups in a row it's been, but yes, they have lost to them the last several times. I do know that.
Well, that kind of shakes my confidence a little bit, but I still got the Cardinals.
Yeah, I do too.
All right. Week 5, we got the Philly boys, Eagles, traveling to Arizona. Take this one away, Dave.
So I had previously picked Philadelphia, and I'm going to stick with it just because D-Hop is out currently. I mean, I don't necessarily think Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Kyler Murray, but I think that and adding A.J. Brown is just going to really expand his playbook. And I don't know, man. The Eagles, I'm high on the Eagles this year. If you guys haven't already listened to it, go to our Spotify or whatever platform you use to listen to podcasts. And we talked about the NFC East, and I had the Eagles going, I think 13-4 this year. So we'll see. I mean,
yeah, same.
Dude, I want to see Jordan
Same.
Davis, man. I want to see Jordan Davis as well. Just
Ooh.
wreck something.
That fool is the definition of beef.
Yeah.
That fool is so big. God, have you seen like some of his highlights just going up against
Yeah,
linemen,
dude, he made that
just
one.
throwing them around and
Dude,
shit.
that one where he's like pushing the guy back and the guy's like basically hopping back, trying to just get in there. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. Dude's a fucking savage. I previously picked the Cardinals to beat the Eagles. I'm gonna stick with it. You know, this is gonna be a close matchup, and you know, I think the Cardinals, they're gonna be fighting for playoffs. Like this is a potential playoff tiebreaker or whatever. You know, both these teams could be fighting for the wild card. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I think the Cardinals beat them. I'm going to stick with it. All right, week 6, we got the Cardinals traveling to the Seahawks. This is another fat dub.
Give me
for
a dub as well.
Seahawks.
Geno Smith.
Drew Lock.
I mean, anything could happen, but like, come on. You also lost Bobby Wagner. I mean, for you Seattle fans out there, this is no longer the Legion of Boom. You know, those days are long gone. You lost Russell Wilson.
Long gone.
So it's gonna be challenging for them. I mean, Seattle did make some key additions. I will give them that. I do like the fact that they picked Kenny Walker. I mean, he was my favorite running back coming out of the draft, which we'll get into. But yeah, you lose one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, as of recent, Russell Wilson maybe hasn't looked as elite as he used to in his younger days, but I mean, he's still a top 10, top 15 quarterback in my opinion, easily. And he's much better than
there's no chance.
Much better than Geno Smith and Drew Lock.
Yeah, there's no chance Russell Wilson isn't a top 10 quarterback. As much as I hate to admit it, I can't stand Russell Wilson, but he's good. And I think the only reason he's struggled was, you know, injuries, but we'll get into that. I mean, we've already gone into that when we went over the AFC West, but I still got the Cardinals beating the poo-poo Seahawks. Your time was short. It was annoying as fuck, but you know what? Leave it to the rest of the division to own it. You don't belong there, Seattle. Go cry in your rain. All right, week 7. We got, pretty 2 tough matchups in a row. We got the Saints traveling to the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football. I previously picked the Cardinals to win. I don't know. The Saints are like, everyone thinks they're a playoff contending team. I think they can be. There's just teams I like better than them.
I think the Saints have a solid freaking defense. And, you know, getting Chris Olave, Michael Thomas is back. We'll see if he can stay healthy. I mean, Alvin Kamara, it's just the quarterback play, you know. It's to be determined, in my opinion. You know, I need to see Jameis actually perform better, not get injured, and see how that goes. Otherwise, is Taysom Hill the backup still? Or do they have a different backup? I can't remember.
I think, well, I mean, I know he can play backup, but they had my boy Ian Book play. And who the fuck? I think they had somebody else. I think that might have just been it. But, like, you know, none of those guys are the future. Maybe Jameis Winston is, but we will see, like Dane says. But I'm gonna stick with the Cardinals.
I'm sticking with the Cardinals as well.
Better quarterback.
I'm sticking with the Cardinals as well.
Right on. Week 8. This is going to be a good matchup. This is also going to be a playoff matchup. You know, both these teams are going to be fighting for a playoff spot. We got the Cardinals traveling to Minnesota. I picked the Vikings over the Cardinals. I'm high on the Vikings this year. I like everything they've done. I like the coach addition. I think the Vikings could finally turn their fucking cursed franchise around this year. And I'm sticking with the Vikings.
I'm going to stick with the Vikings as well. That's all I have to say. I mean, it was a tough matchup last year. If Dalvin Cook is healthy, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Thielen.
Danielle Hunter's back.
Kirk Cousins.
You got Danielle Hunter coming back.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I think Minnesota's defense is going to be pretty damn good this year as well. So
I do too. But I think for me the biggest thing is what's his name? Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, changing the offense. Changing that around. I think that's huge for them.
I mean, they had the pieces. They had, top 10 receiver, used to be top 10 receiver. Well, I don't know if you could say Adam Thielen used to be top 10, but he used to be really good. He's a little older now, but he's still got it. He can still get open for some touchdowns. And then, a top 5 running back when healthy. So, and then Alexander Madison, he's not a chump either. And then Kirk Cousins, for
Captain Kirk,
he's good. He has times where he can shine, and he's like
he's
Derek
one of the
Carr,
safest quarterbacks in regards to turnovers. He doesn't turn the ball over very often, which is good. So I'm excited for the Vikings this year for sure. So yeah, I got the Vikings winning this one.
Right on. Week 9, Seahawks, Cardinals.
Dub.
Not much to say. I'm gonna go Cardinals.
2-0 this year.
All right, we got a gauntlet here for the Cardinals. Week 10, Cardinals traveling to LA to face the Rams again. You know what?
Give me a dub
The
here.
Rams, I don't think they're going to go. Yeah, I don't think the Rams are going to go undefeated. And you know what? I don't see the Rams sweeping them.
Arizona beat them last year.
It's hard to
Arizona beat them last year.
Yeah. I think it's hard for, besides the fucking Seahawks, I think it's hard for the other 3 teams to sweep the other 2, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna go dub here. Yeah, sounds fair. All right, week 11. I think this is the Mexico game.
Is it?
Yeah, this game is in Mexico. 49ers and Cardinals are traveling to Mexico. The Cardinals are a home team, but not that matters. This is going to be I don't know how the field is there.
It's not great. The Chargers and Chiefs played there a couple times in Mexico City.
Yeah.
And I know that the field always gives the Chargers players some issues.
This is a hard one, man. I'll let you take it away because I honestly don't know what to say.
So
here.
I think for me personally, they're going to split with both San Francisco and LA this year. I think that since Arizona's probably going to be closer to Mexico City, obviously traveling wise, they're going to have what is that? Did you play an ad?
Huh?
Dude, I just heard Congress in my headphones, out of nowhere, just a random advertisement just popped in my ears. Anyway, I feel like they're going to have less traveling distance. Maybe they're more refreshed. I don't know exactly how much that's going to play a factor, but I do think that they split with San Francisco. And still, by this time of the year, I think, D-Hop hopefully is healthy. He's back at this point. So, yeah, I'm gonna give this one to the Cardinals, the first matchup, because until I see Kyler Murray have an entire season where he plays to his potential the entirety of the year, I can't pick him in the later game, so I'm going to pick them in this game. I think they split, so give me a dub.
Yeah, I like that. Because I think the 49ers are a better team than the Cardinals right now. I don't know about Trey Lance. We'll see. So right now, Kyler Murray is the better quarterback. But I think the 49ers just have too many pieces. So I got them going to the playoffs, sneaking in again. So I think they're going to beat them in the last game of the year. So yeah, I'm going to have the Cardinals winning this one as well. Week 12, we got your boys, the Chargers, traveling to the Cardinals. I previously picked the Chargers to beat them. I'll let you take this one.
Since These are my boys, and my fiance is in the picture in the background. Gotta say, I'm giving it to my boys. Fuck these Cardinals. Dude, you're muted again.
Fuck the Cardinals, dude. God damn it. God damn it. All right, I'm sorry, but are you going to this game still?
We're planning on it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's awesome. Dane is going to 3 games this year, ladies and gentlemen. What a lucky
For
bastard.
anyone who's a Chargers fan, oh my God, this is our year. I fucking hope, man. I've been hearing that for so long, and we just never put it together. I definitely think that this is like the best team that the Chargers have had in years. I think this is better than the 2018 team, personally. I mean, dude, we got Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson. Hopefully J.C. Jackson's surgery is literally nothing, and he just comes back completely fine. I hope it doesn't turn into a lingering issue. But J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack, you got Sebastian Joseph Day up front, Austin Johnson. We address our defensive line. I hope that our safety group can stay healthy because 2 of our backups are already hurt in a low. Why the fuck do I keep hearing an advertisement in my back? Dude, what the fuck? Dude, it's the same advertisement.
I don't hear shit.
It is the same advertisement.
Let me see if it's one of my tabs.
Dude, it's just so random. But I think that the Chargers defense should be much improved this year, especially against the run. So I don't think that Benjamin and James Conner are going to run all over us. They possibly could, but we'll see. I am a little bit concerned about our offense in this game for some reason. I think that Arizona's defense matches up pretty well with us, so we'll have to see about that. But I think our defense will step up. I just got the Chargers winning this. I mean, fuck the Cardinals.
Yeah, I like the Chargers. I'm high on the Chargers this year as well. I'm sure everyone else is too. Hold on, I can't see. I gotta stop sharing for a second. I gotta see what Erica's doing.
Can you see her?
Yeah, I had to zoom in on your screen.
Yeah, dude, she was straight just mad dogging and flipping me off.
Dude, she's just hardcore just glaring at you right now.
I mean, I gotta
man, this is what
that shit in my relationship. I mean, we're going to this game, so
Hell yeah,
I mean,
bro.
Obviously I gotta talk smack.
Hell yeah, bro. You do your thing, King.
It's funny. Out of all the games that I'm going to be going to, I'm more concerned about going to the San Francisco game. I feel like if there were any games that I would get stabbed at, it'd be if the Chargers won and I just started talking shit to San Francisco.
Bruh. Well, yeah, I wouldn't. I would be scared too. All right, let's move on. Week 13, they have a bye, so lucky for them, they have a late bye. Rest up for a playoff push. What the fuck was I picking here? Week 14, we got the Patriots traveling to the Cardinals on Monday night. I don't think the Patriots are good.
Give me a dub.
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why I picked the Patriots to win. I'm changing that. I like the Cardinals way more than the Patriots. So, yeah, that's a dub. All right, week 15. Cardinals travel to Denver. I previously picked the Broncos to beat the Cardinals. Yeah. I mean, let's see. Lost to the Chiefs, beat the Raiders, lost to the Chargers. What would I got him at? 8-7 right now. Damn, this one's hard. It's going to be a hard matchup. Give me a
loss in this one. Playing in Denver around this time is going to be challenging. I mean, weather could definitely play a factor as well. As long as Denver stays healthy, they have a solid offense, a solid defense. So, I'm gonna go Denver.
Yeah, I'll keep it at Denver as well. I like Denver. I was thinking about it earlier today. It's crazy to me that Russell Wilson has he's never received more than 2 MVP votes, I think it was. And I think if he's gonna win an MVP, it's gonna be soon. It's gonna be this year, maybe next year. I don't know. I really like the addition of Russell Wilson to the Broncos, but yeah. Week 16, we got the Bucks at the Cardinals.
This is a tough.
I picked the Bucks to win
matchup for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so I previously picked the Bucks to win, and I have them going. I have them at 8-7 right now. So they're, so if they didn't win this one, they'd be at 7 and what, or 8-6. So still looking decent. But they would definitely have to beat the Bucks, to help strengthen their win losses.
I mean, if they want to make a playoff push, they have to beat Tampa Bay here. I mean, because the way I see it, I already said they're going to split with San Francisco, which is their last game, so that would be a loss there. I think that they're going to beat Atlanta, which is the matchup after this. I think that that's kind of a given. Mm-hmm. Well, not given, but I trust Arizona more. So if I had them losing to Tampa Bay, I would have them going 9-8. If I had them winning, I'd have them going 10-7. I mean, possibly you could still make it into the playoffs with a 9-8 record, but I feel like you would feel more comfortable with that 10 win to make a wild card spot.
I mean, they got to. I don't think have they beaten any of the hard teams? They've beaten the Rams once.
Dude, I keep
all right, so all their wins are pretty much
ad. Where is it coming from?
I don't know, dude. Are you high?
No, dude. It is going to piss me off. It's like vote for Brad.
They're smoking crack,
like
everyone.
Vote for Brad Sherman. God damn it! Oh, I keep hearing.
Maybe do you have YouTube on or something? Because I had an ad for I don't know what the hell.
Anyway, I mean, they have beaten some good teams. I mean, I had them beating the Rams and 49ers because those are divisional games. I get that. Yeah. But I also had them beating New Orleans, who could be considered a good team. You know what? Fuck it, man. Give me a dub. I want to see them go 10-7. Let's see if they can get it done. Because they went 11-6 or 11-6 last year.
Yeah, they won something because they won their first 8, right? And then they lost all of their games in a row except for 2, I think. So
they either went 10-7 or 11-6. I have them going 10-7 in this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm going to pick them beating the Falcons. The Falcons. The Falcon Punch. Man, the Bucs are kind of hard, though, because I don't know about them. Tom Brady's 45, but he's still the GOAT.
Just had some facial work done. Lip injections or just some Botox or I don't know what the hell they did.
So, yeah, I mean, if I have them beating the Bucs, I'll have them going 10-7 as well because I do have the 49ers beating them in that last game of the season. Well, fuck it. Let's just go. Let's, great minds think alike. I'll have them beating the Bucs as well. Finish the season 10-7. We'll see where that leaves them. It could be a good enough record for the playoffs. I mean, yeah, we'll see. All right, what's the next team?
Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, fun. If you guys haven't noticed, we're pretty high on the Rams as well. I mean, they just won the fucking Super Bowl. but let's talk about it. They have a lot of re-signings, but I think the biggest one that just makes them dangerous is the addition of Allen Robinson.
Yeah, and Bobby Wagner, dude.
Bobby Wagner has been slowly on the decline. Not saying he's bad anymore, but he's definitely not the top linebacker in the game anymore. He's a little older, but he's still good. Like he kind of reminds me of Ray Lewis. Like Ray Lewis wasn't when his last year, he wasn't, he wasn't dominating like he was when he was in his prime. Like they were still good. They were still making the right reads and tackles, but there was a time where you wouldn't throw it in Ray Lewis's direction or run it towards Ray Lewis. Like you would avoid him. And that's how Bobby Wagner used to be. I don't think he's terrifying like that anymore, but I still think he's an awesome player. As a Seahawk going to the Rams, it's just like, what the fuck, bro? I was hoping he'd go to I don't know, somewhere else, but of course he goes to the fucking Rams.
Right.
But Allen Robinson to me makes his team fucking dangerous.
Yeah, I mean,
because last year,
dude, Allen Robinson has never had a good quarterback in Chicago, and he is such a good dynamic receiver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's only going to help Cooper Kupp. It's only going to help Van Jefferson. Who's their other receiver that they have? It's just going to help. It's going to help that team so much. I think this is one of my favorite free agent signings, and I hate that it's for the Rams, but it's scary what they did. Money, man.
Yeah, and not only that. I mean, you give Cooper Kupp his bag. You restructure Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're keeping two of the best players in the entire NFL on your team. I mean, Cooper Kupp, Triple Crown winner, dude. Jesus Christ. I mean, he had one of the best wide receiver years out of any receiver to play the game.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard not to love Cooper Kupp. Okay. So let's talk about their losses. So they did lose Von Miller, lost Darius Williams, Robert Woods, Austin Corbett.
Sebastian Joseph Day.
Yes. Sebastian Joseph Day, their punter, Johnny Hecker. And I think their biggest, another line, they lost two linemen, Andrew Whitworth. Andrew Whitworth was still balling out last year. He's just old. I think he was 45 too, or 40. He's old as fuck playing offensive line. That's crazy. And playing at a high level. I think the Rams, honestly, in this division, just like the AFC West, there's pass rushers in this fucking division.
Oh, yeah.
And it could bite the Rams. That could be their one weakness, I think. Now, the more I think about it. But the Rams will figure it out. But it's something to monitor for sure. Overall, I have to give this draft or this free agency an A+.
I would give it a B+.
I
would give it a B+. I mean, I love the addition of Allen Robinson and keeping Cooper Kupp and getting Bobby Wagner and restructuring Aaron Donald. I would give it a B+, because if you think about it though, they didn't bring in that much more other than Allen Robinson. And you did lose a couple additions or a couple key pieces. So you did lose something. But your team was already stacked, so it's not like you're losing a significant amount. But I would give it a B+.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give it an A+ because you did lose some key pieces. Plus, they don't even know what the fuck's going on with Odell Beckham Jr., right? Has he signed anywhere? Has anything been determined on him?
No, he's still. I think he's waiting until he's going to sign with a playoff team. So I think he's just going to wait, rest up. And then come back for a playoff contending or a Super Bowl contending team. So I think I just love the Allen Robinson pickup. That's why I'm giving it such a high grade. But realistically, Dane is right. But they signed their big key pieces, so that's huge. So I'll lower it. I'm going to give it an A-. But they ranked it at a B, solid B. So Obviously, I'm a little higher, but whatever, bruh. I just love the fucking Allen Robinson pick. Is that fucking a crime? All right, Dane, let's get into their
All
draft.
right, I'm going to be straight up with you. I don't know too many of these players from the draft because, they didn't even get to draft until round 3. They gave up so much for Matthew Stafford a year ago, so they're still, like, hurting in the draft. But
yeah, and their general manager famously said, fuck those draft picks.
There's multiple ways to build a team, and they're showing that you can buy players through free agency. So, that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we get into it, so they got Logan Brus, the guard out of Wisconsin. Not too familiar with him. If I'm not mistaken, he is a better run blocker than he is a pass defender, but we will see. They did get Kobe Durant, cornerback out of South Carolina State. He is pretty decent in coverage. He is pretty sticky, but he's going to have rookie mistakes, man. He's going to make mistakes. We'll see how much playing time he gets because they drafted him in the 4th round. Then they went Kyron Williams, running back out of Notre Dame, which I think is interesting. I think he was a solid running back, but he is a little bit on the slower side because, I think his 40 time was like, 4.6, 4.59, something like that?
I think he did not do good in the what the hell is it called? The combine. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I watched this dude play. So yeah, he had a 4.65.
4.65.
He's way fast. It is college, so it is completely different. It's a lot, slower pace than the NFL. But I watched this dude play for, his entire career at Notre Dame, and I like him as a running back, honestly. So I don't think his combine time is a good reflection on his speed. But, TBD, if he even gets a chance, because, he's playing behind
Henderson and
Darrell Henderson and yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully he gets a chance. I like him. I'm a fan, obviously, Notre Dame. So, yeah.
Okay. After that, they got Quentin Lake from UCLA in the 6th round. Then they went Darian Kendrick from Georgia, Daniel Hardy from Montana State, Russ Yeast from Kansas State, and AJ Arcuri.
Russ Yeast, bro? That's a fucking sick-ass name.
Bro, you baking
That's what
over
this
there?
fool looks like.
Is he baking something?
Yo, what up with that yeast infection, homie?
Russ Yeast.
I said yeast.
Okay, SpongeBob.
What kind of compass you looking at, Patrick?
That's West, Patrick. You're fired again. But yeah, I'm not too familiar with this draft class. I'm going to be 100% honest with everyone.
Yeah.
When it comes to like draft analysis, like obviously if we get bigger and we get more support, I will definitely pay more attention to it. I know the first couple rounds, like the first 3 rounds, I know a significant amount of the players and how they played. I did a lot of draft tape viewing and all that stuff because I love college ball now. I love college ball. I love watching the prospects to see who's going to be. Yeah, it took me forever, but I love watching to see who's going to get drafted, especially by my team, the Chargers. Since I'm not too familiar with too many of these players, and most of their picks are in the 6th and 7th round. They had 2 6th and then 3 7th round picks. I'm going to give it a C. I'm going to give it a C minus, actually.
All right. NFL.com gave it a C plus.
Okay, so I'm still around the ballpark. I knew a couple of the players, but not in depth to the degree that I would like. But anyway, before we get into the game by game, the Los Angeles Rams have the hardest strength of schedule this year, which is good because they just won the Super Bowl. So it's about time that they give a team that did well a hard schedule.
Thank you, NFL, for finally making the schedule make sense. Thank you. Thank you for not giving them the fucking 15th hardest schedule or some bullshit. Like, bro, like we've been saying it, like the way they schedule their games, it doesn't make any sense to me. But you know what? Finally, it makes sense. Like, the team that won the Super Bowl should have the hardest schedule. It should go in like reverse order, like the draft. Like whoever's picking first in the draft should have the easiest schedule. No? Like, is that like too much to ask for? But whatever. Yeah, so let's get into their. Actually, Dane, I am freaking cotton mouth the fuck up, so I need to get some water. we are going to take a short break. Take your PP breaks. You know, guys, if you haven't, like our videos, subscribe, kiss
comment.
Me.
We'll respond. We're not going
Kiss
to have
me.
that many views. We're not going to have too much going on. Jake, go get your water, bro. Jesus Christ.
All right. I'll leave.
Damn it.
All right, I'm back.
For sure. You forgot to mute it, so you just hear you walking away. Like making all these sounds.
My fault. I had a freaking 3.5 hour jujitsu practice, and my body is fucking aching right
Dude,
now.
I can
I
imagine.
definitely need to stretch out.
Okay, really quick, since we are back, I kind of want to breeze through both the Rams and Seattle because I know we're going to take a little bit more time with your team. And due to time constraints,
You want to power through
let's
these?
power through these. I mean, there's not too much to say. For those of you who watch the NFL and are pretty up to date with everything that's going on, especially what we just talked about, you know the Rams are going to be a good team. So I don't think we have to explain too much in detail why we think the Rams will win or lose. If they lose, it's going to be to a really good team. But yeah, Jake, let's get into it.
Or a divisional team.
Or divisional team, yeah.
All right, so week 1, Bills, awesome game to start the season. Honestly, this is everyone's Super Bowl matchup. Not everyone's, but most people's. This is Buffalo Bills traveling to the Los Angeles Rams. This is going to be a great game.
Agreed.
Honestly, if this game doesn't get your dick hard or your pussy wet, whatever, you don't love football. Honestly, so this game should arouse you.
This is one of those games where it could go either way. It is week 1. Anything happens week 1. I'm going to give this one to Buffalo, actually. I think Buffalo takes this one. Buffalo is just one of those teams that they could easily make a Super Bowl push. And if they don't, something happened probably against the Chiefs because they always seem to struggle against the Chiefs. But
That's so funny. I previously picked the Rams to win this one as well. I picked the Rams to win this one, but I was also looking at it, I'm like, I think the Bills are going to win.
yeah,
I think the Bills got better than the Rams, honestly. I think the Bills are a better team than the Rams. And that's hard to say. The Rams are if the Rams aren't, the best, they're very close to it. But I think the Bills are better. I think this could be the Bills' year.
I do too. Personally,
there's so many fucking good teams, so many young teams, and they just get better. But yeah, I'm gonna change this one to the Bills as well. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if the Rams win though. Week 2, this is an easy dub.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an ass spanking. Falcons at the Rams. Give me the Rams. Not much to say other than that.
And then we had already previously had the Rams beating the Cardinals from our first discussion.
Yep. All right, week 4, revenge game right here. Rams traveling to San Francisco Monday night. Man, they play the Rams early in the season. I know the Rams or the 49ers have the Rams number in the regular season, at least. I don't think the 49ers...
Give me an L. I think San Francisco is going to take this one because, like you said, they have their number in the regular season. I mean, if it wasn't for a dropped interception, they also would have won the playoff game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, true. I love Trey Lance. I think I have faith in him. I do, but it's just so hard to have the 49ers beating teams like the Rams because of Trey Lance. The unknown is scary. I think the 49ers have a better defense than the Rams. I think they have I think Kyle Shanahan is a better coach, at least when he's going up against McVay. He knows how to play him well. It's just the quarterback situation. So you know what? You gave me confidence. I'm going to go 49ers as well.
Okay. There you go.
All right, week 5. This should have been a more interesting game, but unfortunately, Tyron Smith. Yeah, Tyron Smith is out for their season. Trent Williams is the best left tackle in the game, but Tyron Williams is at least top 5. He's a beast. And what's crazy about the Cowboys is they are a completely different team when he's not playing.
Yeah, and I mean,
completely different.
I know that there were some analytics that were talked about in other podcasts. I mean, even the fantasy footballers talked about it. When Tyron Smith isn't out there, Zeke's performance drops by an entire yard. Like their whole rushing offense doesn't perform as well. I mean, he is a big part of that offensive line. And so without him, you also you got CeeDee Lamb pretty much. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I know that Michael Gallup's still on the team, right?
Yeah, but he's coming off an injury.
And I mean, yeah, other than that, they don't have the receiving core that they did last year. So I'm gonna give this one to the Rams.
I am as well. The Cowboys were a way more scarier team last year than this year, in my opinion.
I agree.
But let's move on. This is an easy dub for me.
Give me a
Rams,
dub as well.
Panthers traveling to the Rams. Easy dub. Week 7, they got an early bye. Week 8, 49ers traveling to LA.
I'm going to give the Rams a dub here. I think that they're going to split the regular season this year because I think that possibly winning the Super Bowl and beating San Francisco in the playoffs kind of has a little motivation for McVay or gives them some edge at home. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a lot of San Francisco fans in LA, obviously. Yeah. Dude, there's that freaking ad again. What in the fuck is happening? God, dude, it is so annoying. It just plays in my headphones randomly.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dan is losing it right now.
Technology.
Dan is completely losing it on live podcast, radio, television, whatever the fuck you want to call this. You guys will see me
destroy my fucking PC. I will destroy it.
Erica, watch out. Dan's losing it, so let's zoom in a little bit. Oh, she's right there. She's sleeping. What the hell were we talking about? Oh, okay. Yeah. So I think the days of sweeping the Rams are over. I mean, I loved it. I love talking shit to my father-in-law and my brother-in-law. It was just the funniest shit. Every time they swept the Rams, I would go to their house and just set up a broom and a dustpan, and then I would put the Rams logo and just put it so where he would walk out and see it. So, just fun shit like that. But I do think they split as well. And home field advantage, even though, like Dane said, the 49ers are going to pack the shit out of that place. I think there is way more 49er fans than Rams fans. But yeah, I'm going to give it to the Rams.
Okay. Week 9 at Tampa Bay. Give me a dub.
Yep. This is same. I think the Rams are better than the Bucks. It's just so hard to go against the Rams.
I think Aaron Donald, if he's not suspended and he's playing this game, dude, I think he takes 3 face masks this game and just starts bashing people, kind of using it as a mace. It's bam. CTE is a dangerous thing, Why did I say I was trying to prevent myself from saying motherfuckers, but I just said motherfuckers. There we go.
Mothers.
All right.
Yeah, I got the Rams winning too. Yeah. I just like it. I still think the Rams are going to be, double-digit wins.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Week 10, they play Arizona. Week 10, we had previously said that they would lose.
Yep. Week 11, we got the Rams facing the Saints in New Orleans. I previously picked the Rams to beat them, and I'm going to
stick with it as well.
Week 12, we got the Rams at Kansas City. I previously picked the Rams to beat the Chiefs, and I'm going
to stick with it as well. I just think that the Rams are a more complete team at this moment, especially with their defense. We'll see what Spagnuolo can come up with, but I just think the Rams are more complete. So, yeah, give me the Rams.
Week 13.
Give me an ass spanking.
Divisional
Give me
matchup.
a dub. Give me a Geno Smith
Yeah.
CTE concussion out for the rest of his life. Actually, I don't want that.
Give
But
me
I think
give
he
me
gets
a-
ruined if he's the starting quarterback. I think Aaron Donald gets at least 3 sacks.
God damn, bro. I fucking like it. Yeah. Not much else to say. Rams. Week 14, Raiders in LA, Thursday Night Football. I previously picked the Rams to win, and I'm sticking with it.
Give me a dub as well.
Well, okay. Week 15, we got the Rams at the Packers. I picked the Rams to win earlier. I'm just gonna stick with it.
Give me an L, actually.
This is in Green Bay, and it's late in the season.
Give me an L.
Yeah.
Give me an L. Yep. I don't know what it is. This is more of just like a gut feeling. I don't see the Rams like only having 2 losses the entire year. We'll see what Aaron Rodgers can do with that offense, because I mean he's even come out and publicly talked about his receivers and how they need to perform better. I mean, they've been dropping passes, but I don't know. I think Green Bay's defense is going to be nasty this year. And in Green Bay, in the weather, it's in December, so you know it's going to be freaking cold. So yeah, give me Green Bay here. I think Green Bay gets it done in a nail biter.
All right. I like it. I don't know if I'm going to change it. I still think the Rams are a better team, but traveling to Green Bay is scary, especially for a West Coast team. You know, the frost. It's probably going to be, snowing possibly, or at least below 20. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Rams. I still think they win. I still think they have the second best division or second best record in football.
Okay.
Week 16, Broncos traveled to the Rams. I picked the Rams to win, and I'm gonna stick with
I'm going
it.
to stick with my pick as well. I originally picked the Rams. I just think that they're a better team than Denver, and I don't think Javonte Williams or Melvin Gordon are going to be able to get too much done on the ground, especially against Aaron Donald. I mean, he's probably going to rip their face masks off too and bash their skulls. So we'll see. I mean, I never want players.
And not get
I don't
fined.
want players to ever get hurt. And obviously, these are all jokes. Don't write us up. But yeah, in all seriousness, I think LA is just a better team. I like Matthew Stafford with the Rams, man, especially Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson now. Yeah, give me LA.
Yeah. I'm sticking with my my pick. If I were gonna change one, it'd be this game, Week 17, LA versus LA. I previously picked the Rams to beat the Chargers. I think you did too.
Let me check.
Convince me, Dane. Because I wanna switch this one.
This is Week 17. Yeah, I did pick the Rams. Okay. If I'm going to try and convince people to hear me out about the Chargers winning this game, this is how it's going to happen. J.C. Jackson is going to have to match up specifically to Cooper Kupp. And then Derwin James is going to somehow be on Allen Robinson, or maybe Bryce Callahan. Asante Samuel Jr., I don't know if he'd be able to do it in his second year. I don't trust Michael Davis to do it. The only thing that I trust more about the Chargers now is they're not going to be run on as much, but the Rams don't run that much. So I think that this would be a really good defensive game. I still think the Rams are going to get it done, man. I don't know what it is. I want the Chargers to win this game more than anything so I could talk shit to my dad. And there's that fucking advertisement again. Where the fuck is this thing coming from? Dude,
Dane's losing it again.
just playing it randomly and not telling me. Don't
Dude,
fuck with me.
I'm not playing shit.
I
I swear on my freaking asshole that I'm not
Where
playing
is
shit.
it coming from? I'm losing my mind.
Dane's fucking losing it, guys. Dane is fucking losing it.
Yeah, but give me a dub against my boys, unfortunately. I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, and as much as I want the Chargers to win, that's a tough one to win. That's an uphill battle.
Yeah, I still think the Chargers are a young team. And, you know, the Rams are an experienced Super Bowl winning team. They've been to 2 of them, won 1. They've done nothing but success since McVay's been there. Yeah. You didn't do a good job of convincing me, Dane, so I'm sticking with my pick, Rams. And then, you know, an easy one. This is going to be the Seahawks might win because the Rams might
sit
fucking
their starters in this game.
Sit their starters. But I'm still going to stick with the Rams. Yeah. 14-3. I got them going 14-3.
I have them going 13-4.
All right. Who did you said 14-4?
13-4.
Who did you have beating them that I didn't?
Let's see. I had them losing week 1 against Buffalo. Because you had them beating Buffalo, right? Oh, no. You had Buffalo winning.
No.
Let's see.
Yeah,
then I also had them losing week 4 against San Francisco.
Oh, the Packers game.
Yeah,
the Packers game is where you, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly where I expect them to be. Like we said, we keep saying it. They got better. Got a frog in my throat, ribbit. But the Rams got better. And I hate to say it because, you know, fuck the Rams. But this is exactly where I expect them to be. I expect them to be the number 1 seed, and that's where they are currently. So, yeah, let's get into the Seahawks.
No,
now,
it's your team, baby.
Let's power through this.
Or do you want to do the Seahawks first?
No, we're doing the Seahawks first.
You want to save your team for last?
Yeah, that's what you said. Isn't that what you said?
No, I just said we'd talk more about your team. I said we'd power through these 2, but like I didn't give it like a specific order. But we can do Seattle first.
Yeah, because Seattle's just going to be such a letdown to freaking talk about, you know? So we might as well just do the Seahawks first. All right. Yeah, Seahawks are going to be a letdown, maybe a little boring, so let's really power through this one because,
yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing for free agency, they traded Russell Wilson to the Broncos and acquired Drew Lock, Noah Fant, couple of draft picks, actually a lot of draft picks, 2 first-rounders, 2 second-rounders, and a 5th-rounder. Sorry, guys. I'll share this with you. But
you also lose Bobby Wagner. You lose Gerald Everett. You do gain Uchenna Nwosu, who I liked on the Chargers, but not consistent enough against the run. Decent pass rusher, though.
Yeah. They re-signed Quandre Diggs to a 3-year, $40 million deal. He's been a solid safety for them. Yeah, I mean, other than they re-signed DK Metcalf, you know, he's like one of the top 5 highest paid wide receivers now. It was the off season of the wide receiver. So yeah, he's getting his bag. But other than that, nothing to, you know, rave about. I think they did a lot better in the draft. As far as free agency, though, I'm going to grade this I'm going to give it a C. I'm going to give it a solid C.
Give it a C+.
Yeah, I just don't think they really did anything besides in the draft. But we will see. CBS Sports gave it a C.
Okay, so we're right around the ballpark. Okay, so going into the draft, I actually liked their first 4 picks. I think they were actually first 5 picks. Huh.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, they had a pretty decent draft. So with their first pick, they went offensive tackle Charles Cross, who was one of the highest tackles on my draft board. Even though I didn't make draft board, I'm just going to say it. He's a solid tackle.
Your draft board in your head.
My mental draft board. He's solid. Then they went Boye Mafe, edge out of Minnesota, who I really liked. Then they went Kenneth Walker, my number 1 running back in the draft. They went Abraham Lucas, another tackle out of Washington State, solid. And then they went Kobe Bryant, who is opposite of Sauce Gardner, who was also a really good corner out of Cincinnati. So those first picks are solid. Then they went Tariq Woolen, cornerback out of Texas San Antonio, who was fast as hell. They got Tyreek Smith, edge out of Ohio State. Not too high on him. They went Bo Melton, wide receiver out of Rutgers. Don't know too much about him. And then Darike Young, wide receiver out of Lenore Rhine. What in the fuck? Overall, though, dude, their first picks, I was pretty high on. I'd give their draft a solid B plus.
That Tariq Woolen ran a 4.26.
Yeah, he's I'm telling you, man, he is fast.
Sheesh. Dude, that is fast. Yeah, NFL.com gave them an A-. So
Yeah.
I think those top three, well, really those first four picks, because I mean they've had trouble on the offensive line for years now. I think that's part of the reason. I mean, if Russell Wilson wasn't going to sign there, I mean they traded him for a reason, but I mean I think he would have walked anyways because they weren't doing anything to help him out on the offensive line. So yeah, you know, some solid pieces that could help them compete. I don't think they're going to win too many games.
I don't either.
I think
They're kind of entering a rebuild mode.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see what draft or strength of schedule
They have the 11th
I don't know.
strength of schedule.
Wow. Yeah. They might lose a lot of games.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. All right, sorry. All right, Seahawks. Week 1. Oh, fucking love it, dude.
Russell Wilson revenge game. Give me an L.
Yup, that's
Russell
L.
Wilson's
That
gonna
is a
Russell
fat
Wilson's
L.
gonna have something to prove. And I mean, this is Monday night, so I think Russell Wilson's gonna come out firing. You know, he's gonna be like, "Give me the ball. Let me cook. Let Russ cook in this game, and let me just do as much as I can. Let me prove that my finger injury from last year isn't lingering, and I can still play at an elite level." And I think that's what he's gonna do.
Bro, Russell Wilson's going to throw for 4 fucking touchdowns, right? And then all you're going to see on the sideline is Pete Carroll chew his stupid fucking gum. God damn it, I can't stand Pete Carroll. Ever since he was the fucking coach of USC, just can't stand that dude. But yes, fat L for the fucking Seahawks. Week 2, fat L for me, hopefully. I know the 49ers, this is their bane. They always lose to the Seahawks, unfortunately. But you know what? The tables have turned.
Yep.
How the turntables have tabled. How the DJ tragic tables
What are
turn.
you talking
Tables turn. Yeah, the 49ers should be able to spank that ass.
Yeah, give me an L. Give me starting off 0-2.
Yeah.
I mean, anything can happen in the first couple weeks, so they could possibly pull out a win on either of these teams. I just don't see it happening.
This is this should be a kind of an interesting game because both teams are trash. It could be competitive. We got fucking Arthur Smith, top 10 worst coaches of all time. I'm just playing. We got them traveling to the Seahawks to face Pete Carroll. But I have the Seahawks winning previously.
I'm gonna pick Seattle as well. I mean, you still have DK, you still have Tyler Lockett, you have Kenneth Walker, Rashad Penny. So they still have a decent offense. We'll see how the offensive line performs and how their defense performs, especially losing Bobby Wagner. But you get Uchenna Nwosu. I would trust DK more than Drake London personally, just because Drake London's a rookie and DK's already proven himself in the NFL. It's just the quarterback play. I mean, Marcus Mariota against Geno Smith. I kind of like Marcus Mariota more, but I like
I love Marcus Mariota compared to Geno Smith and Drew Lock.
I just I mean, Atlanta could surprise some teams, but I'm going to go Seattle here. I'm going to give them a dub.
I have a good mind to change this pick. I just don't have faith in Drew Lock or Geno Smith. I'm going to change it. I'm going Falcons.
Okay.
Week 4, we got the Seahawks traveling to Detroit. I previously had the Lions winning, so I'm sticking with it.
I'm going to give them an.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think the Lions win not a whole lot more, but I think how many games did they win last year? 2, 3,
Something like that. Yeah. I think they won 2.
I think they're gonna win. I have them winning 3 right now, so I'm sticking with this one. I think this is the team they can beat.
I think Detroit can easily win this game. I'm still going to go Seattle here. I'm just going to go Seattle. Not much to say.
You going Seattle? Interesting. I swear you picked the Lions earlier.
I probably
liked the Lions
did
this year.
I don't necessarily like the Lions, but I think that they're going to be better. I like Dan Campbell as a head coach, absolutely. And I think watching some of Hard Knocks, I still have to catch up to it, but I like his coaching strategy. I like the grit that they have. I like Aiden Hutchinson that they drafted. I think he could easily get 3 sacks in this game.
Let me convince you. Jared Goff or Drew Lock? Which one?
God.
Jared Goff or Geno Smith?
Okay, all right, fine. I like Jared Goff more because, Jared Goff has at least gone to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Dude, and DeAndre Swift, bro. Amon-Ra St.
Okay, all right, you got me. All right, change it.
Dude,
give me an L.
Like, the thing, the Seahawks have DK Metcalf, but, I just don't trust. I know they could just throw it up there for him, but – and they're getting – what the hell is that cornerback that was hurt in the first game of last year? Oh, damn it. What's his name?
Oh, the guy from Ohio State.
Yeah.
Why?
He's, really good.
I'm trying to remember his name. It'll come to me, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so they're getting him back. I'm not trying to say the Lions are going to be, playoff teams, but I think they can be, the ragamuffin teams. So yeah, I'm going.
Okay,
Lions.
yeah, you convinced me.
I'm trying to convince you.
That's first for 2-0.
Let's go. You seen that? Is that Progressive with the Mayhem?
I think that's Allstate, right? Or no, is it? I don't know. Don't ask me right now. It's too late, man.
All right, never mind. All right, week 5, we got the Seahawks traveling to the Saints. Saints.
Give me an L.
Cardinals, week 6, traveling to Seahawks. L. This is a fat L for me. Cardinals traveling to the Seahawks traveling to the Chargers.
Give me an L.
That's a fat L. All right. This is going to be their one win of the year. Giants traveling to the Seahawks.
Give me a dub.
I think they can beat the Giants. And that's sad. But that just shows you how terrible the Giants are. Yeah. All right, week 9. We got the Seahawks traveling to the Cardinals.
Give me an L. I already said it. Arizona's just a much more complete, better team. Kyler Murray's way better than either Geno Smith or Drew Lock.
Yeah. Week 10, Seahawks traveling to the Bucks. That's
Give me an L.
Week 11, they have a bye, get rest up for the playoffs. Week 12, they are facing the Las Vegas Raiders at home. That's an L.
Yeah, give me an L.
Week 13, traveling to LA to face the Rams. That's an L. All right. Week 14, bless you. Panthers traveling to the Seahawks.
Give me an L.
Before the Baker Mayfield trade, I would maybe would have picked the Seahawks, but Baker Mayfield is an improvement. So, yeah, give me an L. Week 15, Niners travel to the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. That's an L for me.
Give me an L as well.
Week 16.
Give me an L.
Seahawks travel to the Chiefs. Fuck, bro. They have a... God damn. This is the 11th hardest schedule? Shit. Oh, my God. All right. Week 16, they travel to the Chiefs. Yeah, that's an L. Week 17, the Jets at the Seahawks. I want to say the Jets. I do. I don't know. I just have a hard time trusting them. I know they have some pieces now, and I think I have a hard time trusting Zach Wilson. What do you think about Zach Wilson?
I think he has a lot to prove. I mean, maybe he's just been slamming too much mommy muff, but we'll see. I mean, Zach Wilson, even before he got injured in preseason, threw an interception, didn't he? I mean, Zach Wilson needs to develop a lot more. I like the direction that New York's headed. I think that they've been drafting really well. But you also do lose Becton as one of your starting tackles. I mean, poor guy just can't stay healthy. I mean, he's such a good player, but just can't see the field. I like Robert Saleh. Obviously, I know you do too, because he was your defensive coordinator for a number of years.
Miss you. But we got D'Amico Ryan now, so it's all good, baby.
So, give me a dub here.
For the Seahawks?
Yeah, for the Seahawks. Give me a dub.
Interesting. Yeah, I do like what the Jets are doing. I do. I just don't. I can't trust Zach Wilson enough. But then again, I can't fucking trust Andrew, or what the fuck is his name? Drew Lock and fucking Geno Smith. I'm sticking with the Jets. I convinced myself. I'm sticking with the Jets. And week 18, try to make it into the playoffs. We got the Rams traveling to the Seahawks. That's a fat
Give me an L unless they sit their starters. So, dude, I have them going 3-14. Honestly, they could win like 6 games, I think, because I did change one of my picks. They could win week 18 if they sit the starters. They could possibly I think that they could possibly
Who did you have them beating?
So let's see.
The Falcons?
I had them beating the Falcons. I had them beating the New York Giants, and then I had them beating the New York Jets. So both the New York teams. I think that they could beat Carolina. Yes. I think there's a possibility there.
Yeah.
Other than that, dude, I don't see them beating anyone else.
Bro, I got them going 1-16. That's the worst record in the NFL.
I don't think they're going to have the worst record. They might, but I think.
Well, look at the. Okay, let's look at the other teams that I have real quick. We got the Texans, the Jags, okay, and the Jets. Those teams maybe are worse than the Seahawks. Maybe. But all those teams, guess what all those teams have that the Seahawks don't?
What?
A potential franchise.
Yeah, that's true.
Davis Mills, Trevor Lawrence. What the fuck is what the fuck? Oh, the Jets, Zach Wilson. That one's TBD, but, at least they're trying with him. And the only team I could see being worse than the Seahawks, honestly, is the Bears.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think the Bears are in contention for the number 1 pick this year.
Yeah, I think the Bears are worse than the Seahawks. I just think the Seahawks have a tougher schedule, honestly, by the looks of it. So, yeah, I got them going winning 1 game. I mean, honestly, they'll probably win 3. They'll win some of those dumb games that I think they'll win, like the Lions or the Falcons. I just like some of the weapons on the Falcons, honestly.
I do too.
And I like Desmond Ridder. I know he's not going to be starting at this point, but I like him a lot. But let's get into the only team that matters in this division, Dane.
Let's get into San Francisco, Jake.
Let's do
the
it.
Last team in the division.
I am wearing my Nick Bosa jersey, ladies and gents.
Hey, Jake, where did you get that jersey?
My best friend Dane gave it to me in a bet that I won.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, let's go. So yes, we are attending one of these games. If we haven't mentioned it,
yeah, Jake and I will be attending the Los Angeles Chargers, going to the San Francisco 49ers game. That'll be fun.
Hey. All right, let's get into the 49ers free agency. They had some they didn't have like too many splash signings, like crazy. I mean, like there was crazy amount of free agency for like the AFC West. They have a lot of like smaller re-signings. They like to do that with their D line. I mean, look at all these D linemen that they signed. I mean, Kerry Hyder, Kamoko Ture, Maurice Hurst, Robert Nakimdiche, like just that's what they love to do is defensive line depth. I know they've already let go of like 2 of them, but you know, that's what they do. They like to bring in guys to compete. I think one of my favorite ones is the signing. Well, besides the big one, the signing of Rari Mcleod. If you guys don't know who Rari Mcleod is, he's a burner from Pittsburgh. You know, they got him doing punt return, kick return, but he's a fast wide receiver, man. Pairing him up with Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, and just letting him go over the top, along with one of our draft picks, it could be kind of scary. So, other than that, the signing of Charvarius Ward, signed a 3-year deal. You know, when we signed him, I wasn't like super excited. I was like, oh yeah, cool, corner. But the more I like researched him and the more I looked at his stats with the Chiefs, the more I got excited and loved this signing. He was like a top 5 cornerback last year. So I'm happy. You know, that's one of the things that is a weaker point on our defense, I would say. Cornerbacks and safeties and stuff like that, or defensive backs. So I like the pick a lot overall. I mean, I don't know about you, Dane, if you don't have anything else to say.
I don't.
But I mean,
I don't have too much to say on it. I think that they addressed some. You know, they love their offensive and defensive line. I mean, we'll see how their offensive line does this year because I know that they did lose a significant amount of the offensive line from last year. But, you know, their defensive line has always been one of their strengths. Like, the 49ers have always had a pretty solid defense. So, I like it. I'd give it a B-, to be honest.
Yeah, I would say a B. Probably a B-. You're right. I just want to talk about their notable, because you did mention the
offensive line.
God damn it! The offensive line. We did lose Laken Tomlinson to the Jets. You know, he's been a solid guard for us. We lost their center to retirement, and so yeah, those are the biggest, I would say. What the fuck? One of the biggest free agency. We re-signed Deebo Samuel to a freaking mega contract. I'm super happy about that. I honestly, like, when the news happened, I was like a little nervous that he was going to leave. But after the draft, I was like, there's no way they're not going to re-sign this dude. I don't know about what you thought, but I had a hard time believing the 49ers not re-signing. Like, they're not a dumb franchise. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know they're not dumb. Like, they know they need who their best players are. So I didn't. There was no doubt in my mind that they were going to re-sign Deebo Samuel. So I'm happy about it. He is a weapon. He's a threat, and he's here for another 4 years. So let's go. So yeah, I would grade it around like a B-. I lost my draft grades, but I think that's about where we were. Let's get into their draft, Dane. So they didn't have a first round pick.
No, they did not. But their first pick in round 2, I love. Drake Jackson, edge out of USC. I mean, out of USC, he had moments where he would flash, and you would just be like, this guy's going to be a stud. And then you'd have, like, consistency issues where, like, maybe he wasn't consistent throughout the entire game. But I don't know what regimen he was on in his workout routine during the offseason and, like, preparing for, like, the combine and preparing for the NFL draft. Drake Jackson looks different. Like, this guy looks freaking savage, bro. Like, he looks like a beast, and I love it. Like, having him with Nick Bosa as well, holy fuck. I really like Drake Jackson.
Balls over here.
I really like Drake Jackson as their
I do too. I do too.
After that,
watching his preseason makes me go watch his preseason if you're a 49ers fan. He's making some moves, and when you have Nick Bosa saying he's doing things that I couldn't do as a rookie, it's exciting. Like, it's exciting.
Yeah, so Drake Jackson, solid. Then they went Tyron Davis Price, running back out of LSU. And I don't care what running back they draft, they obviously make them like Elijah Mitchell. Like out of nowhere, he just comes in for Raheem Mostert and just looks like a beast. Then they went Danny Gray, wide receiver out of SMU. Then they went Spencer Burford, guard out of Texas San Antonio. Samuel Womack, cornerback out of Toledo. Nick
Zakelji, I think.
Zakelji.
I don't know, honestly.
I don't know. Offensive tackle from Fordham. Kalia Davis, defensive tackle at UCF. Tariq Castro Fields, cornerback out of Penn State. Brock Purdy, quarterback out of Iowa State. Last pick of the draft.
Yes.
Drake Jackson is the only one that I'm like super familiar with. I'm going to be honest.
So
I did watch some of Tyron Davis Price, and he's solid. But other than that, I'm not too familiar with the draft picks. I'm sure that you watched highlights of all these guys, Jake, since this is your team. I'm sure you probably have a little bit more insight and input than I do. But I kind of agree with the draft grade up there with a C+, because other than Drake Jackson, I mean, you didn't have a first-round pick. And, I mean, obviously, if you had a first-round pick, I'm sure that would improve the grade. But they didn't have to make too many key additions other than, I think, addressing the offensive line. And, I mean, they did get a tackle. They got an offensive guard. So we'll see how they play in. But take it away, Jake. What do you think?
Yeah, so the addition of Tyrion Davis Price, is a little shocking as a 49ers fan. We drafted Trey Sermon. I think it was in the second round last year. And honestly, I mean, this is before the 53-man roster cuts. I don't see Trey Sermon making the team. He's done nothing to show me that he's better than, Jermichael Hasty, Elijah Mitchell, Jeff Wilson. Like, I think he might be on the practice squad. But Tyrion Davis Price, he actually shows me something. Like, he's he had a couple of trucks in preseason. So, that's kind of something we've been missing, I think. We always have the speedy backs, but we never have like these power backs that could just run through motherfuckers. So I like it. Running back depth, we always seem to have 2 injuries a year, whether it was Raheem Mostert, fucking, you name it. Like, we always go down to our third string running back.
Have fun with that.
Yeah. You'll get him for a game. He'll freaking run for a 90-yard touchdown and then get hurt the next play. But my 2 favorite ones, well, actually, these next 3 picks I really like. At the time, I knew who Danny Gray was. I watched some highlights of him, and he's a burner. Him and Rari Mcleod. I think they're going to add the addition because, I mean, let's be honest. Trey Lance, he can throw the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo, he didn't have the arm that Trey Lance does. So there's going to be a lot more deep passes, I think, with the addition of, Danny Gray, Rari Mcleod. And, Debo and Ayuk can go deep too. So can Kittle. So it's going to be fun to see what Kyle Shanahan, draws up with these guys. But he is a burner. Spencer Burford, Texas San Antonio. What? Who? Like, what the fuck is this? But after watching this dude can block. Like, he has solid footwork. He is a solid body kid. I think he can be a solid, I think he's pushing to be the right guard, honestly. So watching some of his highlight reels, or just some of his tape, he just makes the plays, man. And he has good footwork, like I said. So I like that. And then Samuel Womack, he's been like the king of the preseason. He has like 5 picks in the preseason.
Does he actually?
We did lose. Yeah, he has like we lost our nickel cornerback. What the hell was it? Kyron Williams. So I think he's gonna push to start at the nickelback. So I'm excited for that. And then the other pieces, it's just depth pieces.
Right.
Oh, actually, real quick before we move on, Kalia Davis. When you got Trent Williams saying this guy's different, like he's been raving about Kalia Davis, and honestly, I haven't watched any film of this guy, but it makes me want to. So it's
if
exciting
you have
for the
number 1 tackle in the entire NFL saying that.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah. So that's exciting.
Especially
And
getting
then,
him in the sixth round.
quick,
That's great. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I just heard the
Yeah.
fucking advertisement again. I'm going to lose my shit.
dude, I have no idea what that is, honestly.
If it shows up, like when I'm editing this, I'm going to be so pissed.
Dude, fucking A, dude. No, I don't think it will. I think it'll be good. Yeah, and then we got the Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. He reminds me of like a Nick Mullins kind of guy, tough, can, scramble around. I don't think he's going to be a starter anytime soon. But you know what? He seems like a cool guy. He was on the 49ers have like a brick by brick Hard Knocks. It's like their version of Hard Knocks. And they kind of like highlighted him in the first episode. So he seems like a cool dude. But yeah, like Dane said, not having a first round pick, it's kind of hard to have a high graded off draft, I think. But the ones that they get, they're showing flashes. Like Drake Jackson's going to be starting. He's going to be rotating for sure. He's going to make plays. I think all these guys can make plays. So I'm excited for this draft class, honestly.
One thing that I do want to say is, like, I think that they're outperforming what they were graded on paper based off of the preseason. Mm-hmm. Whereas, say, for example, the Chargers had a better draft grade, but the players are performing at a much lower level. Like, our preseason and our picks did not look good outside of Zion Johnson, our first round pick. Yeah, other than Zion Johnson, our picks, Dean Leonard, Jazir Taylor actually surprised me. He can tackle. He's good in coverage, but Dean Leonard sucks. JT Woods looks lost. He's tackling his own guys. Like there's some issues with our picks.
Fuck, but that's never a happy sight.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
not at all.
So yeah, I guess kind of like a coaching change. They did lose their run coordinator, Mike McDaniel, to the Dolphins. So we'll see. I mean, I don't think it's going to be much a difference. I mean, Kyle Shanahan's the brain of that operation, so it's not going to be much different. He's just going to put somebody else in charge that can, handle the work. But strength of schedule,
they got the fifth. They are tied for the fifth.
Yeah, tied for the fifth. So,
hard strength of schedule.
Made it to the NFC Championship. Yeah, made it to the NFC Championship, so, it's deserved. I welcome it. But let's get into their schedule. This should be fun. All right, Dan, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, week 1, not much to say. Got them beating the Bears. That's an easy dub.
Same. I do as well.
Week 2.
Give me a dub.
Week 2, we already picked them. Yeah, we already picked them to beat the Seahawks. So, yeah. Week 3, first, challenge of the season. We got them traveling to Denver to face Russell Wilson. I do like Trey Lance. I think he's going to be fine. I just think he's going to have some up and down games. And I think this is going to be his first test. So I picked the Broncos to win previously. Yeah, I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah,
I can't let them. I can't have them beat everybody.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have Denver win this one as well because there are, like you just mentioned, there's going to be growing pains. This is basically his rookie campaign. This is going to be the first time that he's, like I said, given the reins. He's going to have the offense. So I think that, like, Trey Lance has a much, much higher ceiling than Jimmy G ever did. Like, a much higher ceiling. But his floor is also probably lower because he's basically a rookie. So he's going to have rookie mistakes. Every rookie quarterback does. So I think that Denver's defense is tough, and I think that Patrick Surtain could have an interception in this game because Patrick Surtain, I think, is one of the best cornerbacks already, just going into his second season. Like, that guy performed so well his rookie year. And
yeah, it feels a beast.
Yeah, and I mean, that defensive line for Denver is no joke, and so we'll see how the offensive line for San Francisco holds up. I mean, Trey Lance has escapability, so he could, perform outside the pocket very well. But hopefully, like you said, this is going to be one of his first tests, so I'm going to give him an L.
Yes. So week 4, we got the Rams traveling to San Francisco on Monday night. We both picked the 49ers to win, and I'm sticking with it.
I'm going to stick with it as well.
I think Kyle Shanahan. I know the Niners love to play the Rams. Like this rivalry has been intensifying. The better each team gets, that's how it always works. The better each team gets, it intensifies. So, 49ers definitely have had the Rams number in the regular season, so I'm gonna stick with that one. All right, week 5 and week 6, I got them winning back to back.
Yeah, Carolina and Atlanta.
The Panthers.
I don't think it's going to be much of a competition here, but this is all determined basically on how well Trey Lance plays because he's got the pieces. The only thing I'm concerned about is the offensive line play. But like I said, since Trey Lance is one of the most mobile quarterbacks, since he is very fresh, he's got green legs, he's young, he's athletic, he can make stuff happen out of pocket. So I still think they get it done.
Yeah.
I don't think that these are going to be any struggling growing pains.
Yeah, I think these will be good teams for Trey Lance to play to kind of work out some kinks, try new things. Hopefully nothing too crazy to where they lose the games. But I mean, I have faith in Kyle Shanahan. He's not gonna put all of the work on Trey Lance's shoulders. He didn't do it for Jimmy G, and he's definitely not gonna do it for basically a rookie quarterback. He is one of the best coaches in the league, and he's smarter than you and I. So I think he is going to scheme and game plan for Trey Lance to be successful.
I agree.
So yeah, I got them. Yeah, I got them.
No, I was just saying I agree. I was also going to mention, just looking at their schedule, how is this the 5th hardest? This doesn't seem as tough as some of the ones we've already talked about.
Honestly, I think the Seahawks had a harder schedule.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they are. So are the Seahawks facing the entire AFC
West
and NFC West.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
and yeah, let's see. Where were we? Oh, week 7. We got the Chiefs traveling to the 49ers. I previously picked the 49ers to win. This could be another test for sure. I don't know, man. You convinced me to pick the 49ers previously, so I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, I hate the Chiefs. They're in the Chargers division. I do like the Chiefs, but I think that San Francisco's defense is much better. I think the key loss of Tyreek Hill is going to have some effect. Juju may or may not be playing depending on how much this knee is bothering him. I mean, if he has to keep getting it drained, who knows how much he's actually going to be out on the playing field. I don't think that the Chiefs are going to be able to run the ball that much. I mean, it's tough, man. It is tough. I'm gonna go San Francisco. I just think that they're a much more complete team. Like I said, most of the season for the 49ers this year is going to come down to the offensive line and Trey Lance, and I still think they get it done.
Yeah, I'm 100% agree with you. I know it's going to be some, both the offensive line and Trey Lance are going to be works in progress. So, we'll see where it goes. But I'm going to stick with that pick. Week 8, 49ers travel to LA. We had them splitting with the Rams, and I'm sticking with it.
Yep.
Week 9,
we got
finally a later in the season bye. I like it. We got a bye week 9, and then week 10, baby.
This is the game that Jake and I will be at in person, both belligerently inebriated.
I think we both picked our team to win.
We did split on this.
This is Sunday night game. This is going to be an excellent game. Again, if this game doesn't get your dick hard or your pussy wet, stop watching football, because this game is 2 young quarterbacks, 2 good defenses, 2 good coaches. I like Brandon Staley.
Brandon Staley, yeah.
Brandon. Yeah, I like this guy's got cojones on him, and I love it. I think I still think the 49ers can win. But it's, same song, different chorus, offensive line and Trey Lance. If we don't have to rely on Trey Lance, we don't have to. I mean, we've won a playoff game where our quarterback threw 10 times. So, I mean, I'm sure if Kyle Shanahan can scheme a game where he can run all game and win, he'll be very happy. So, yeah, I'm not going to go against my team here. I like it. I like the pick, or I like the game. I think it was something about the Chargers' schedule to where because I had them going like undefeated until this game, and I don't think the Chargers are going to go undefeated. So I think they have to lose at least a couple games. So I had them losing this one.
Yeah, I had the Chargers losing, I think, like 1 or 2 games prior to this. And the only reason I'm picking the Chargers here is I just trust Justin Herbert more as a quarterback. We did draft Zion Johnson, who is a good right guard. I mean, it's to be determined to see him play in the actual NFL season. He looked good in the preseason. So our offensive line is good. We addressed the defensive line, so I don't think Elijah Mitchell and the running game is going to get too much on the ground. So then it's going to rely heavily on, Trey Lance having to throw the ball a lot in this game. I think that's what it's going to come down to. And because we have Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, I think that we're going to be able to beat some of your tackles. And so Trey Lance is going to have to escape, which I think he can because he's obviously quicker and more elusive than either of our edge rushers or defensive ends. But, I think J.C. Jackson will be able to match up well against Debo. I think this is why Brandon Staley addressed so many cornerbacks in the offseason to unlock Derwin James. Derwin James isn't just going to be at the back part of the field. He's going to be in the box. He's going to be playing edge rusher. He's going to be playing linebacker. He's going to be all over the field. And I think that that's why I'm going to ultimately pick the Chargers. I think the defense gets it done in this game. I think that this could be one of the games that Trey Lance struggles.
Yeah, it could very well be one of them. Both the Rams games, they do have some tough teams that they play. So, yeah, I'm just going to go with the 49ers. I like them here. But, it all depends on Trey, man. If he's struggling, then we'll definitely lose the game because this is the team that they can definitely lose to. Week 11, Monday Night Football in Mexico. We got the 49ers traveling to Arizona. We both picked the Cardinals to win. We both think they're going to split.
Yep.
So let's move on. Week 12, we got the Saints traveling to the 49ers. I got them beating the Saints.
I got them beating the Saints as well.
Yeah. I know the Saints are going to be a potential playoff threat, but I still think the 49ers have way more pieces, better coaching, better everything.
Agreed.
Yeah. So week 13, we got the Dolphins revenge game, Mike McDaniel versus Kyle Shanahan. I got the 49ers.
I think this is going to be a closer game than people think.
I think so too. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park for sure.
Right. I trust San Francisco more. I think that if there was going to be ever a game that Tua gets injured again, it could be this one. I think Nick Bosa is just hungry. And I think Nick Bosa could just have a day in this one against Miami's offensive line. So, I'm going to go San Francisco. I think that they just get it done defensively. I think Miami has a solid defense and a solid offense. It's just I need to see more from Tua before I'm more confident in that pick. I mean, I know they're showing all these highlights of Tua throwing deep passes to Tyreek Hill. But if you notice, Tyreek Hill isn't catching them in stride. He has to come back or turn a little bit. Tua still doesn't have the arm that Patrick Mahomes had.
Bro, even Tua said that there's some highlight of him throwing to Tyreek in training camp, and he's like, yeah, it was a good pass, but I definitely underthrew it. Pretty much he just admits it. He doesn't have the arm that Patrick Mahomes does, and that's fine. Patrick Mahomes is 1 in a million, man. Most quarterbacks don't have. Well, I can't say that. I would say half the league has a giant arm and half the league doesn't. So, yeah, I just saw Tua's strength. So, and Tyreek likes to go deep, and Oh shit! Almost flipped over my computer. My fault, guys. But yeah, no, this is definitely going to be a tough game. It's not. I mean, the Dolphins could push for playoffs potentially. I think. I don't think they'll make it, but I mean, they're a potential playoff team. So, but I still think the 49ers are better.
Agreed.
Week 14, Bucks at San Francisco. I had the Bucks winning, beating the 49ers. Yeah. I mean, what do you think?
I originally thought that San Francisco was going to win this game. I think I'm going to switch it to Tampa Bay. I think that this is just going to come down to the fact that Tom Brady, near the end of the season, is going for that playoff push. He knows he's going to have to make something work. I just trust Tom Brady more as a quarterback, regardless of how many facial reconstruction, lip injections, whatever the hell he got done. I just trust Tom Brady. I mean, he's the GOAT for a reason. I mean, if they're healthy at this point, Tampa Bay is still going to be a really good team. I know they only have basically Leonard Fournette. They lost Ronald Jones, who went to – did he go to the Chiefs?
He's in Kansas City.
Yeah, he's in the Chiefs.
He's in Kansas City.
But I just trust Tampa Bay a little bit more here just because of the experience factor. I think that they have an older, more experienced team. I know that San Francisco is experienced in the fact that they've been in the playoffs, but when you have a rookie quarterback at the helm, mistakes can be made. So I don't know. I'm just going to go Tampa Bay just based off of gut.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Tampa Bay pick. Hard to go against the GOAT. Week 15, we got the 49ers at the Seahawks Thursday night. This is an easy dub. First time sweeping the Seahawks in I don't know how fucking long, but when this happens, I'm going to get fucked up, bro. I will fucking drink an entire bottle of Jack just for you. That's a little inside joke between me and Dane.
Oh, man.
But, yeah. Week 16.
Give me a dub.
Okay. Yeah, what is that? The fucking Commanders?
Yeah, the Washington
Commanders at the 49ers. That's an easy dub for me. I think they freaking break Carson Wentz, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Week 17, tough matchup. God damn it. 49ers at the Raiders. I think this will be a tough matchup, but I still got them beating them.
So this is the last game that I have them losing. I don't know what it is. It's just one of those games where it's just going to be high-powered offense. I think that regardless of how good the 49ers defense is, I think that this is just going to be a really high-scoring game. It's just a weird, innate feeling. It's just a gut feeling. I mean, there's no particular reason. I think San Francisco's defense is far superior, and I do think that the Raiders have a better, I don't know if I would say better receiving core because, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, but you also have Devontae Adams, who is one of the most elite wide receivers in the NFL. I know he is getting up there in age, but Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, they already have a history playing together in college. And then you got Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow. I think he's a very underrated wide receiver, and I think that he's going to be really good. It's just a weird feeling. I'm going to go Las Vegas here.
Yeah, I mean, well, speaking of Hunter Renfrow, did you hear your boy Derwin James talk about him?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he's on that podcast with, I think his name's Ryan Clark.
Oh, yeah, and the bus or whatever? Or the band.
And he's like, talking about wide receivers, Tyreek Hill or something, and then he mentions Hunter Renfrow, and pretty much he's fucking hard to cover.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So I know you're not a Raiders fan, but I mean I'm not either. But Hunter Renfrow,
dude, Hunter Renfrow's route running is elite. I mean his footwork is great, dude. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah. A big reason I think the 49ers will win this game. If the 49ers are going to be good and be playoff team, I think Trey Lance will I think if Trey Lance struggles, it's going to be earlier in the season. And I think Trey Lance will get it together by here. I mean, I'm sure they'll lose a couple games, but to the Bucks or whatever. But I think he's going to be firing on all cylinders. He's going to be comfortable, and I'm not really scared of the Raiders' defense. That pass rush is a little scary, but other than that, I'm not too scared of the Raiders' defense.
Agreed.
Week 18,
we already
finished out the season. We got the Cardinals at the 49ers, and I had the Niners winning, and in having a record at 13-4.
There you go. I had them going 11-6, so I am a little bit lower on the 49ers. Not by much. I mean, I still have them making playoffs, obviously. But it's just too hard to – when you have a rookie quarterback, it's too hard to know what you're going to get. I mean, you can look good in the preseason and then struggle a little bit in the regular season because you're going up against backups in the preseason. So we'll see how he does. I am really high on Trey Lance. I think he's going to be a great NFL quarterback for years to come. I just think that there could be more growing pains than people realize in his first actual season as a starting quarterback.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. But then again, I'm like, well, fuck, bro. Kyle Shanahan is a goddamn offensive genius. Like, there's no denying that. And the fact that he's going to say, give Trey the keys, that's got to tell you something, right? I don't know. This dude's smarter than we are at football. We just watch it. We try to be smart, but this dude lives, breathes fucking football. And I think that speaks volumes, giving Trey the keys. I know there's going to be games where he's just going to be like, oh my God, why the fuck did he throw that? But in all honesty, towards the end of Jimmy G's starting career for the 49ers, there was times when he would drop back and I'm like, fuck, this is going to be an interception. I love Jimmy G. Don't get me wrong. He got us out of the dark ages. There's a couple years, 5 years after Jim Harbaugh left. It was just, God damn, it was dark. But Jimmy G came in.
I know as a Chargers fan, I've been waiting for multiple winning years. And the last time we've had one was 2018. But before that, dude, I think our last winning year was 2010. So it was 8 years of just drought.
Yeah, but I mean, earlier in your life, the Chargers made the playoffs every year. So
it was nice earlier on. Yeah. Early 2000s.
Yeah,
was awesome.
Yeah. It's funny to me. I didn't want to say this, but the Chargers are always that team that's wrong place, wrong time.
No, dude, they really are one of the most unlucky teams in the entire. They're a cursed franchise. They are cursed.
Well, think about it. Back in the day, when they had LT and Phillip Rivers in their prime, who was in their
Gates,
way?
Antonio Cromartie, New England Patriots, or it would be
New
the
England Patriots or the
Steelers,
or the Colts.
Yeah, it was
and then look at it now. Look at it now. We're so high on the Chargers, but look who's in their way.
Chiefs,
the fucking
Bills,
the Chiefs, the Bills, dude, the Bills. For as much as we love the Chargers, the Bills.
Dude, I know.
We'll see. But this is our NFC West breakdown. I don't know if this is going to be multiple episodes.
Yeah, we'll see.
Are we going to release this as?
We'll see when it comes to editing, because we're already at 2 hours and 16 minutes. We always know that the football ones last longer. But yeah, we'll probably break it down, I would imagine.
For sure. Any last words, Dan?
Yeah, thank you again for listening, guys. We hope that you guys continue to follow us. If you guys want more updates on football, Jake and I are going to be a football podcast now, and we are going to be posting our videos on YouTube. So if you are watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and give us a like, a comment, and a subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. We know we're a little bit different. We're a little bit more unruly. We kind of, just speak our mind a little bit more freely, I would say. But thank you again. If you're not already, please go ahead and give us a follow on Instagram at Cannonballs with a Z _podcast. And Jake, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah.
No, definitely not there.
Yeah, no, thanks for listening. We enjoyed talking about football. I hope you guys enjoy listening to us talk about football, because it's here to stay. We're obviously gonna get more things to add. We're thinking about we've been talking about getting a soundboard, get some cool little sound bites for us, maybe some more graphics.
Get a green screen, because obviously I don't want you guys looking at my bed.
Yeah, his freaking bed. All right. But yeah, no, thanks for listening. It was a lot of fun. We love talking about football, and we're only 2 weeks away from the start of the season.
We are.
So, all right, guys. Thanks for listening, and as always, peace.